Hello, welcome. It's Carola, the Soul Mender. I'm here to do a few readings. So I'm trying to bring my cards on so people can actually see them. So I'm going to put this down a little bit. This is too high up. So let me just flip that. Oops, a daisy. So welcome. How is everybody? I'm from Queensland in Australia. I'm a soul mender. So today we're going to discuss a lot of energies and things that are going on, obviously, and how can we work with the energies that are coming in, what's going on with the tree energies, and enjoy the journey of light language love, embracing what's coming, understanding what's coming, as a lot of us don't are not, there's a lot of people can't cope with the energy. So I'm going to give you some tips how to, and just to join the journey of this beautiful where we are at the moment. So with everything that's going on in the moment, I just want to touch base. So about myself, I'm a soul mender. I'm starting this channel on YouTube because I want to expand my horizon, and because I'm an artist as well, and I draw light language through the Pleiades, Argenturian and star beings. Basically, I really enjoy that journey, and I've done a lot of artwork with it. Some of it's behind me. You can see it hanging up on the wall. So, and I really enjoy that. So in my space, I'm very, very protective of my energy, obviously. I do everything from my heart space, and I'm trying to really maintain the beautiful energy in my heart that is there. Sometimes I even get carried away and get involved with stuff, but we're going to talk tonight about what's going on in the world, what is coming forward, basically, and I want to talk about the vibrations where a lot of humans are at. So basically in the moment is we're in this energy where there's a lot of light coming through. So basically sometimes the vibration's too high for some. So basically you need to really sit with it and just embrace it and let it come through you. There's no right or wrong way where you're at in life. Is some people will walk this path, walking through it, but there's a lot of light workers here that are basically here to bring forward a frequency of higher vibrations. Some do it through trees, some do it through reading, some do it through light language, music, art, whichever suits you. There's no wrong or right way of bringing your vibrations up. I find music lifts my vibrations a lot. So I listen to a lot of beautiful music. I go for walks to raise my vibrations. I sit a lot in meditation because I like channeling and receiving messages. I also bought a beautiful pendulum. Look at that. And it actually came with cards, which are really easy to get answers from, if you can see that. See? And then it's got some with month on it. It's got a star sign one. So if you're looking for a guy and what month you're going to meet him, what star sign is he going to be, it's a good tool for that as well. So it comes very handy, especially with all the world agendas going on, because a lot of them change so quickly. And I know March is such a big month where everything is just sort of gets thrown at you truth-wise. So we really have to stay in that space of standing in our truth and really understanding how to move forward, and how do we understand the truth. Do we believe everything that's been said around us, or do we believe our intuition, which comes from our heart? So they're interesting questions. So when you believe what's in your gut and in your heart, that's your intuition telling you it's what it is, okay? A lot of people look outside of themselves instead of going in here. So our solar plexus is getting played a lot in the moment. So there's a lot of emotions in here, and because it's so close to the heart. So a lot of people are feeling heart palpitation. You know, their heart goes really quick, and then they feel like they had a really big coffee hit or something, or a sugar rush, or they feel really overwhelmed. Well, it's just the new energy, basically, and you need to learn to sit with it. So for me, it works if I take really deep breaths in and out, like this, and let it go and start relaxing myself, because you need to relax that, because it does really go really fast. So at times, and especially when a new energy hits, and it feels really, really strange sometimes. So for me, is going into the space of really relaxing my body, basically. I love doing light language. I have been doing it for quite a long time. I think in the older days, people used to call it speaking. They used to voodoo it or something, but it's actually just a universal language that comes through, that's known through to the universe. And I find it quite beautiful. I actually draw light language symbols as well. So it's quite a beautiful thing that relaxes me, basically. So, and I do it, and I'm trying to, I'm designing an oracle deck, but I'm writing as well. So I'm in between all these things that are happening in the moment. So yes, it's been pretty full on. So today, that's a little bit magic. I'm also a soul mender, where I do a lot of unhooking souls. So basically how I do that is I have a session with a client, and I sit them down, and then we go into meditation, and then call in our light workers, angels, her soul essence, basically her higher self, and then we work on the soul essence. So basically, there's a lot of past karmas, because I can't ask for permission of people that passed over. So I do it on the soul level, and then I can call in souls, and if they participate, they'll come forward to unhook past karmas. So basically, I work with a violet flame and unhook it, and we put it into the violet flame and send love straight back into the soul, both souls that we're working with, the client and the soul that we're actually working with, or souls. So because it's all done in a love level, there's no disgruntled feelings there. Basically, we're just unhooking, thanking the lessons for coming forward, and then we're unhooking it. So I think it's really important that people understand. I do a lot of trauma work with this, because it works really well, and it makes the people take their power back, or the person that, you know, and then basically it stops permeating in your energy, basically. So the violet flame comes in and cleanses it all beautifully, and you're fulfilled with love. And then you can go on and do your new lessons, and that way you don't repeat, or you're stuck in that lesson, which you probably already learned, or you're ready to let it go. So basically, clients come when they're ready to let go. So it is really important. I do mediumship, and I pull in a lot of, when I do mediumships, they want to talk to their loved ones, and it's quite a beautiful journey to do, because it brings so much healing to the person. So I find that really beautiful to do, and to me, it just melts my heart seeing someone heal. I think there's nothing more beautiful in life than seeing someone heal. So healing is a really beautiful journey, because you're owning who you are, you're owning your shadow self, you're owning the journey that you're doing. And if we really look at our journeys, we stop taking it so personal, it might flow a little bit better, I believe. So that's just my point to it. So I'm going to start doing a little bit of, I'm going to use a tree oracle, okay? So if you can't, it's just here. The light's a bit bright. Let me move it down a bit, and so can you see that? Okay, cool. So the tree oracles, I'm just checking what is the trees that we need most of at this moment. So it'll give me the name. So I'm going to pick out 3, and then have a journey and sit under that tree for 10, 15 minutes and really absorb that tree's energy. So the first tree is pipao. I have not heard of a pipao tree, but it's here. So there you go. It's quite beautiful. That light's a bit bright. I might turn it down because it's glaring the cards. Hang on, just give me a sec. There. Is that better? Okay, there you go. Beautiful. The next tree we will pick is the white willow. Oh, one of my favourite trees. I remember them in Germany. They were so beautiful. You know, when you look at the white willow, it looks like, see the womb and the grounding? So we have to ground from the base chakra, and it's holding the womb. It's a very feminine card, so it's aligning with the feminine. I think the goddess energy is so beautiful. So it's aligning with the feminine energy and the earth, and it's just the moon. It's so beautiful. Wow. And see this one, as this person's sitting, it's just going into meditation and opening your crown chakra. How beautiful is that? I mean, goodness, we're in such amazing times. There's so much chaos around, but we can do so much to sit in that and not get swept away in a chaos. This is like a lover's card, you know. Look at the hearts. It's togetherness, love for each other, stepping back into love. Oh, just embracing it, embracing your heart. Oh, my goodness, how beautiful. I wanted to see what the pipal tree is because I've never heard. See, I don't even know all the trees. P, we're looking for P. It's funny, with all the other cards, I can read them straight, but the tree cards, well, so with the last card, the horse on it, it's the fulfillment of your love awaits you, that which long for, like water of life itself, glimpses sacred marriage, but do not search outside for what you cannot find within, which is very, very true. Who has a habit of always looking outside of themselves? I think a lot of people do, and I don't think there's any need to, because when we search outside of ourselves, we lose ourselves. When you love someone too much, you lose yourself. When you balance your love, you balance everything in your life, basically. So many hundreds of years ago, so this is about Gautama Siddhartha found enlightenment beneath a pipal tree, after which he became the Buddha. And tree became known as the Bo or Bodhi tree. Bodhi tree of enlightenment. So this is about telling us to bring enlightenment back, to sit in quiet times, not to get involved in all the chaos that's going on around, not to judge it, not to run away with it, basically to be in your power and really enjoy the moment and come back to the space of grounding, the space of the goddess and God energies that we have within us. So that's the tree message. So is sit with it, meditate, enjoy love for what it is. Don't look outside of yourself and never unbalance your love, because to be honest, when you unbalance your love, it's like when you're asking someone to love you more. What if they already love you that much and you don't even know they do? Because you feel unloved. Isn't that your lesson, to fix self-worth and self-love? And it sure is. So I hope that makes sense to you, because it is a beautiful. I'm just turning this off because it's buzzing. It's a beautiful journey. So we're going to go around the world now. So the world energy is very, very strong in a moment of discontentment, fear, what does it mean for us? So this is a reading for everybody, okay? So what do we need to know by spirit, our spirit guides, our beautiful angels, to step forward out of this energy that's among us for over the last 2 years, and probably many lifetimes as well, especially this lifetime. So let's have a look. So how do we move out of this energy? I'll do some other cards with it in a minute as well. So I'm going to pull these cards because I want to see if I can put it down so you can actually see the cards, okay? So the first card we pull is we are stuck in the mud. So if you can see that, stuck in the mud. So it's an elephant and he's stuck. All right, I'm using the map here too, all right? So we're stuck in the mud in a moment, all right? So that's what it feels. It feels like we're not moving forward, okay? So, and then we have solitude. So this is a windmill, right, solitude. And it has water next to it. So we did have a lot of floods with water, but we need to sit in solitude. We need to absorb it because we're stuck and we can't seem to move out of this, all this stuff that's going on around. And then we need to set our intention, okay? So intention. So I'll put the cards here. So I'm not sure if you can see them really well, but I hope you can. Okay, so the intention, we need to set an intention to move out of this stuckness. We need out of the solitude, we feel lonely. We need to move out of all this. So how do we move out of this stuckness? Let's ask that next. We move out of it by details. Read everything, research everything, look at the details. Is it the truth? Is it fear-based? So you're the one that needs to do the homework on your details. You need to do your homework to get unstuck and see the truth for what it is and do your own research. Don't always believe everyone. You don't even have to believe me, but it's to find your clarity in a situation, basically, because this is for everybody, this reading. So I need to find your clarity. If you're a light worker, stay in your clarity and move forward to it, because your intentions are very important in the moment. So that the details give us that. Then we need the strength card, okay? So we have to, from the stuckness, we move into strength. So that's taking our power back. It's a beautiful moment to do that. Hold the world up in your hands, not on your shoulders. Let the shoulders release themselves. You don't need to carry the world. The earth can carry itself. We have a field of dreams here. So reboost your energy. Go back into the eggs that are still to blossom yet. Blossom your energy. Reopen your heart space. Reopen the journey forward. Or we're going to end up in a deep freeze if we do not do that, okay? And it feels like a deep freeze, as it is, okay? But we need to open the field of dream. So we don't go into a deep freeze. We need to do a lot of cleansing, house cleansing, inner cleansing, body cleansing, people cleansing, turning off the television cleansing, just being in your own space. And then slow and steady, everything will come together, okay? Which is a beautiful energy, the slow and steady, because you don't have to rush. And then we got the dragon's lair. So basically calling up to higher energies to take back the power. So one's the fire and one's the stairway. So you have a choice. You can stay on the bottom or you can go up the stairways and go up and really embrace life again from a higher perspective, basically. And then we also have the coming to life. So now it's time, after all this, by sitting quietly, taking your solitude, your intentions, make sure that you research everything and really put your energy back into where we should go as a consciousness, because this reading's for everyone. So coming to life is, we need to come back alive. You have to laugh again, have fun again, in some we're going in autumn here in Australia, but around the world, a lot of places are going in spring. That's like planting new life in a garden. Usually springtime overseas is mating time and things like that, even for animals. So it's a beautiful energy to be around. So for everyone that resonates with it, thank you. And I believe it's a beautiful way forward to see the stuckness and then unstick it. So I'm just going to do the empathic. This is for the people that feel too much, okay? So I'm going to do a quick reading on now. I'm only going to pull 5 cards. So what does everyone that's so empathetic, oh, you know what I mean anyway. These are the cards anyway. They're quite beautiful. They're very simple, but so beautiful. All right, what do we need to know? We got specialness with stars, okay? So it's what a beautiful energy for it to come through. So we got the stars. So it's about hope, faith, making your dreams come true, setting your intention to become beautiful. Allow the star beings to be with us and help us because it has stars in there. It's got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 4, yeah, 7 stars. So in July, there's a beautiful energy coming through as well. It's also the strength card, the star card. It's also outer world card. We got hero. Okay, be your own hero. Be your own moving forward. Acknowledge the heroes for who they are, but don't worship them, okay? Just congratulate them. In a moment, there's a lot of people helping other people with a lot of stuff. To me, is your story. What does your story mean to you? Do you need to change the page? Do you need to rewrite your story? So it's a good time to release karma and rewrite your story. So it's a beautiful energy, actually. So take really take it for granted to write your dreams down. Write everything down and then change what you don't resonate with anymore. Basically, and then we have the strength card, which is a tree. So taking back your strength, your power. So rewrite your story. Be the hero in your story, and with a beautiful shining star that you are. How beautiful! And then we got the fire. Find the passion and the fire again in your life. That beautiful passion that brings everything. Get motivated into the new energies and the new you. Buy yourself an outfit, make something that makes you happy. Go out, party a little bit, let your hair down, have some more fun. Find the fire in moving forward. So even in this chaos, there's beautiful calmness, and we need to stay calm. We need to not judge, and we need to not get involved in boy toys wars and get really involved in it, which they probably planned long ago anyway. So I always feel that a lot of things are like that. So I'm going to use the light language cards. These are really beautiful cards, okay? So I'm going to what do the star beings working with us need us to know? And this is for everybody as well, okay? So we have got the pillar of light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. So rise your vibration, and it's rising. It's all there for you to rise, okay, which is quite beautiful. We got the Akasha. So that's basically about your divine guidance, your Akasha. You're moving forward out of the darkness back into the light. If you were very down and out, it's you embracing that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. It has beautiful crystals with it, if you can see that. Oh, this light's so bright. I'm going to turn it off. Can you see the cards now? Oh, yeah, beautiful. All right, that's a bit better. I'll turn it back on in a minute, okay? So the Akasha, it's like, rewrite your Akashic book. It's all about you taking your power back. Wait, postpone, pause, say no. So there's a lot of turmoil coming, right? So if it doesn't resonate with you, say no. Learn to say no. Put up your boundaries. Don't just follow the crowd. If it's not right, it's not right. So please make sure that you stand in your power and have your boundaries. It also has lighting. It's like the tower energy. So something is actually coming to an end and restarting. The initiation is here for the new energy. So allow that to come in. It is quite a beautiful energy. So I must say, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, if you can see that. It feels like there's a lot of darkness around in the moment. The darkness is actually lifting as we speak, bit by bit. And we're in a 10-year cycle. So we're in the second year of the cycle. By 2030, everything will be set in a new cycle, but everything takes time. So as it crumbles, we rebuild, basically. And the boundary card just came up, so make sure you keep your boundaries up, okay? I don't know if you can see it now. It's getting very dark. Okay, I'm going to pull this back up. You can see that. So keep your boundaries up. I'll just put the cards back up to the top, all right? So boundaries are very important to have. If you don't have boundaries around you, you allow a lot of energy comes through and into you, which you may carry from other people, or there's a lot of vampire energy sucking going on as well. So be aware of that. So if you walk into a room and you feel like you're under attack, psychic attack or anything like that, it's best to clear that energy, move away from that energy. Make sure you have some sage around, frankincense, just to raise your vibration up, or rose oil, anything like that, or protection stones, which come very handy. And we're going to do the next thing we're going to learn is in the temple. That's going within, okay? So basically you're going within your power and you're learning more devotion to yourself. Basically, you stop looking outside of yourself for answers. You need to find your emotional answers within, okay? And they're already there. You already have that knowing. It's just waking that knowing up. And then we have the Star Mother. It's a beautiful card. So the Star Mother is a beautiful energy of yourself. So it's taking your own power back, standing in the goddess energy or God energy, and your child energy, allowing your balance to rebalancing everything. And it takes time to do that. Don't think because someone says that it has to be done there and there straight away. It actually just happens when you actually just stop and then focus on yourself and allow your inner being to heal. Don't blame other people for your journey, because you chose one way or the other. We chose to step forward in that part of us. And sometimes we need to own that, okay? I do know that sometimes things happen to us that are not nice, and we really need to embrace ourselves so it doesn't happen again. So that we learned that lesson and we never let our boundaries down to darker energies and horrible people. Basically, it's time. A lot of people will move away from people that don't resonate in their energy anymore. So just be aware of that, okay? It's not a bad thing. The next one is align your life. So what no longer is in alignment. It's just what I was saying. How funny. So aligning everything is very important, and it's a beautiful energy. So I went through the journey of aligning so many parts of me, and sometimes I'm full of a roller coaster. Then I start aligning myself again back to the highest, best version of myself, just so I can really understand that we're all beautiful beings and we really need to embrace that. And, there's no wrong way or right way. It's just a way of a knowing that you're going to do that, to take your honor and your life back. It's, in all these centuries, like when you look back at everything and the ancient and ancestral way, it's like we used to be so aligned to the earth, and now it's like the earth doesn't matter. The earth matters. We don't go and bomb the earth. We don't go and suck everything out of it and steal the greed like it has been done over a couple of centuries. All this what would I like to call them? All these entities that don't have our best interests at heart, just rape the planets, country by country by country by country. They have taken everything. They hoarded the gold, the silver, money, killed our trees, bombed cities. And believe me, if there's the WAR going on, there's two sides, but there's one side funding it properly. And they already planned who's going to win, because they flag it all the time, the colours, tell you what to think, and just think about it a little bit, And us poor people are their pawns in all this, and we shouldn't be their chess game. So that's one way of looking at it. But I'm trying to keep the vibrations up, so I just think there's so much to see in this world. So the next card I've pulled is the warrior woman. So taking your power. A lot of women are coming back into their goddess energy, because since the Malanji has ruled the earth the last over 2,000 years, is women have been really squished down. And if you have a look at ancient history, women were used to be actually adored and loved, because they were the birth givers of life, and it's all about the womb. So, and it should be actually an honor to give life, and to pressure, and that life should be precious, and life shouldn't be sold. Life shouldn't be drained of life. Do you know what I mean? Life is actually a beautiful blessing that the universe has given us. And then we have the age of the light. So that's what we're moving into right now, the age of the light, okay? And it's a beautiful, we've been training for this lifetimes and lifetimes, and we're finally ready, because we're finally ready to shift this energy on this earth, okay? Which has been here so long now, and it is time. And, it doesn't matter whether it takes a week, 2 weeks, a year, 2 years, 3 years. It's happening, and it's happening in a moment at a faster speed. It's sped up a lot. So going into the year of Aquarius is going to be a very interesting one, because it is like a beautiful energy, yet it can be very draining, very mentally, stuff like that. As you know, in Aquarius also carries water, so it has a lot of water with it as well. So it's going to be a beautiful energy. So now I'm going to do a quick reading on boys and their toys, okay, we call it. What's happening with boys and their toys in the environment that's very destructive? I'll just channel it in there. Okay. So what's going to happen? How long will it last? So our first card is it's still in process. So it's been sat on. So it has something to do with money, obviously, because it's a pentacle card, the 4. So the decision hasn't been made yet. But then the beautiful female energy comes in with a dove. So there's peace not far off. Okay. It's a very strong energy that's coming through. And it turns out totally different than a lot of people thought. It actually fills up. It brings a total different energy back in. So what you thought was really disastrous is actually the opposite. It's going to, in the near future, fill everyone's cup. So there's actually, with the feminine energy, there's actually a lot of beautiful. It's going to feel good eventually. Okay. It's coming in pretty fast. So we've got an 8 of Wands. So it's a strategic. How is it coming in? It's coming in very fast. It's stable. They already decided. So something might be dragged out to August. But there's a lot of things appearing it's actually the Hermit. So the outer worlders are controlling it. It's not actually us. Okay. It's been taken over basically because some people just go weird in life, I must say. It's quite interesting. There's a lot of off-world energy around us as well. So there's another feminine card, the Queen of Wands. So it's more, and it has a beautiful sunflower with it. So we need to believe and trust, and we need to change your consciousness, not staying into this fear that it's giving us. So, and not to just pray for one side. It's actually, well, humanity needs to be prayed for because it's for the consciousness of humanity, basically. So, yeah, it's so unseen. It's just so one-sided, basically. But the whole world is involved in this. So we must, if we pray, we must pray for peace for everybody, okay? So the world is here. So there's a lot of changes coming with that. It's quite beautiful. So we need to be open for the changes because it's bringing a better world. The Five of Cups. So this might be, could even March. 3 cups have fallen over. That's quite interesting because a lot of things are coming. It's an ending card. So there's a lot of things coming to end, and I feel it's still in March. Okay, that's worldwide as well because people have been stepped in the heart long enough. Okay, and it's got 3 in it as well. And then the Hangman comes, so everything gets shaken out. So you're going to get hit with a lot of truth bombs. So I want you to just not to go into fear. I want you to just understand that some things we're meant to understand and some things we're not, okay? It doesn't really matter either way. But with the Five of Swords, like the darker energies actually have lost, okay? There's still 2 cards to play because there's 2 swords left behind, and one is going to stab. And if you see the person sitting here, that one, there's a sword here that really he's walking away from stabbing that person in the back, but it still has a storm around it, okay? Because 2 swords are left behind. What does that mean? So the 5 of Wands came out, okay? So that means that we are actually in this energy of grounding, letting go of the old powers to allow the new ones coming in. So I feel it's really important that a lot of people really get out of their stuck in the sand and attitude and she'll be right attitude and really see it for what it is. It's crazy, it's wild, it's everything, every emotion is in this. So balance your emotion, go into stillness, and that's the best way. Just unclutter your mind, unclutter all these phones and televisions, just unclutter your mind and really focus on yourself for once so you can see the truth, okay? That's the advice I can give you on this. It's up to you whether you take it or not, okay? And we have a beautiful Knight of Pentacles here. So this is all to do with the money, riding in, okay? This with the new structures. Like I always say, we're in a 10-year cycle. So we're in 2022, so there's 8 years left. So we have basically all this year, there's chaos flying around, but then the calmness comes, you see, and then the rebuilding comes. And because here in Australia, we just had really big floods, so there's a lot of rebuilding that needs to be done. You know, are we going to do it the right way? Are we going to move forward out of this? Because all these poor people that are so homeless, we all give a lending hand and give them stuff here in Australia. And Australia's very, very a kind country, actually, when helping out their brothers and sisters. So there's some rules made up that certain people that didn't have this can't go and help and all this kind of stuff. I think the madness has to stop. There's enough is enough. I think people just had enough, and they just want to help and they want to be kind and they just want to do the right thing and give people their jobs back, for goodness sake. Like, you know. Look, the winning is here, okay? See that beautiful card? It's a 6 of Wands, like the gateway is open, the light is shining in, so it's all ready for us. Wow, how amazing is that? Look, there's still some secrets that are hidden from us, actually, because I got the 4 of Swords, so you will never know the whole truth, unfortunately. Some secrets are too dark to be told, okay? That's what I'm feeling. And be okay with it, because it might disturb a lot of people, so it's better not. And here's the 8 of Pentacles. Look how hard that money's working for you, okay? Change your consciousness. Allow it to come in. Now I'm going to ask, are the dark ones gone? Is that round nearly finished? The cards will tell me. So the dark ones are getting nearly done. Here's a new cycle. It's very love orientated. So basically coming home, your heart will let it, it's pounding. It's really crying out to open. So it's all about the heart, okay? Allowing that love in. Here, they turned their back. So basically they turned their back. They're going away. They still got a couple cards left to place. I believe about 3. We'll see what that is. And then here they leave, okay? They're trying to, but I think they get stopped, okay? So that's quite interesting. And what else? What does the universe want us to know to move forward with this? Interesting, yeah. Oh, look. The ending and the new beginning, the 10 of Wands. It's looking in the horizon to the new. And look, the Queen of Cups, the giver, the feminine, rebalancing that energy on this earth, nurturing the earth again, nurturing ourselves. And look, the hyper and the lesson to move forward. How beautiful is that? So, yes, we are very looked after. I find it quite beautiful. So I hope this all made beautiful sense to you. Look, my suggestion always is come from your heart space. Love who you are. Do the best you can be. You know, you're born to be who you are. And you know, you don't need to live up to other people's expectation. You need to live up to what's right for you. So always remember that. I might not agree with everything that goes on now or with everything I hear. Sometimes I post things and people get really offended by it, but it's my truth. So please don't get offended by my truth. I allow you to speak your truth, and I respect that. So in both ways, it works both ways. So with all that beautiful information that always comes through, is the best way is always to come from your heart. Don't talk judgmental about others. I get judged very much because I do this kind of work, and to me that's where you're at, and I totally understand that, but it doesn't bother me, okay, because I know who I am. I know how to stand in my power. I have many losses through all this as well, and I had great financial things happen as well. But you know what? One door shuts, more open. That's how I look at it. Now I'm going to do a beautiful love reading. These are the rose cards, and they're just new on the market. The Rose Oracle Guidebook. They're by Rebecca Campbell. Okay. She makes beautiful cards, actually. She also had these ones, the light cards that I did a reading with. So the Starbeam cards, basically. And the tarot cards I mainly use. I don't know, I just so fell in love with them because they're so pretty and so shiny, because I like shiny things. They're called Lucid Dreams. They're supposed to be beginners, but I use them because there's this beautiful, just look at them, and they've got gold around here as well. So they're so beautiful, and they've got gold on the back. So they're really, really beautiful cards. And it's like sun on the back. It's like a sun on there. So giving the cards a beautiful sunlight, you know, that a bright meaning. So I just printed my business cards as well. There you go. Beautiful, eh? A friend of mine, they actually made that up. So it's quite good, actually. Life is pretty good, I must say. Very content in many ways. Did a lot of work around the house yesterday. So the first card is the language of the rose, moved by the goddess, here for this soul call, gather. So this is your soul call, right? So gather what you need to, learn what you need to, gather your thoughts, gather your love, work on your heart, let that heart shell come off, you know what I mean? So how beautiful. And the next beautiful card is actually the Holy Grail. Wow. Stop the inner searching, your inner quest. So you are actually the Holy Grail. You are your inner quest. If you can see that. How beautiful is that? So, and then the next card is the second bloom. So this is like a second chance that we got as humanity. It's never too late, new possibility. So basically people that think that they can you see it? It's very anyway, it's got a big rose in it with a lady inside of it, and it's blooming, and it's a beautiful energy, is because the second bloom is about where you thought that you couldn't raise yourself, and yet there it is. The new is here. You're reshining yourself. You're relighting. You're the light, the pillar of the world. How wonderful, how unique is everybody in this beautiful world. Like, wow. Isakanaya, yuha, after the dark, after the rain. So silver lining, relief, hope, mercy, it's acceptance. So there's a beautiful rainbow here. I can't seem to show this properly. No, it's not working. All right, there you go. So it has a beautiful rainbow here, and there's light coming, like a pillar of light. It's got water around it. It's this beautiful energy coming on that. So it's basically finding the hope, and then we got the healing is happening. So this is, you're not broken. Trust the process. It's safe to soften. So it's telling you to go in your heart again as well. So it's time to soften that beautiful heart space that we are so shut off at times because of all the pains that have occurred in our lifetimes, you know, and pain comes in many different ways, or you know, I would sometimes call it getting stabbed with a sword, or whatever you want to call it. This, you know, I always believe that, you know, there's people that will always talk about other people. Always remember, if they talk about someone else, they will talk about you like that. Okay, so always remember that. So with that is just be aware of that, and because you don't want to be shattered, and you don't want to be heartbroken all the time because someone spoke words. So basically we're learning not to take things so personally at the moment, okay? And it's really important to not take things personally. Do you know, that's why sometimes when you look at social media, we sort of take a lot of things so personally so quick, but step out of that. It's no point doing it. So we basically need to stand in our own power and just believe in who we are and make the most of it, you know. We're all unique in our way, you know. There's so many beautiful people out there that touch our hearts, you know. Instead of looking at the negative all the time, look at what's actually in front of you that is actually beautiful. Like if you're married and you've got children, look how beautiful that is. If you have a beautiful partner, you know, the unity that you two can have by not dwelling on the negative of another person, basically, instead of picking a person apart, look at their good points in them and appreciate what they actually bring to the table, you know. And if you can't do that, you're not meant to be with that person. If you criticize someone all the time, it's time to move on. Let that person be free, because they don't need to be criticized. No one does. So it's about uplifting everybody. It's about love. It's about being the beautiful you and bringing the best out in someone else. That's the journey. So I hope that makes all sense. Well, I'm going to sign off now. I hope you enjoyed this little talk, and from my heart to yours, I wish you all the best, and I will try to make more on YouTube. I did a lot of healing on myself the last couple of months because I had to do work on myself as well. I feel really good about it. So with that being said, do you have a lovely, lovely evening, because it's evening here in Australia, in Hervey Bay. I live in the tropics. It's very humid, I must say, since we had this low-lying weather. It's been pretty, so I like being in the air conditioner. So I got my air conditioner on. It's so nice. So blessed to have an air conditioner, trust me. To other parts where you're going into spring, we're in autumn. So it's supposed to be cool, but it isn't. So I'm going on a journey soon, so I'm going to be traveling shortly. But I want to do readings, so I'm going to visit some haunted places around driving, where I'm going to drive to, and then do readings out the front of there and film them and then post them. So that's going to be something I really would love to do. I love getting in touch with passed over spirits. I think it's amazing. I get more sense out of them than life people sometimes. That's been me. No, stop it, Carola. Stop it. It's funny. But, you know, in the long run, it's about being who you are and loving what you do and just enjoy the ride. Get your life back. Yay. All right. Well, with that said, I'll sign off now. Bye-bye.